Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Imperial Destroyer with this Dutch campaign. Today I'm hoping we get a large land battle. That's the plan anyway. So to reiterate the plan from previous video, we have basically sent everything from our capital away, hoping that similarly to other people's capitals, that we will spawn a huge stack. There's a huge stack of infantry will spawn in defense of the capital, making it more or less impregnable against enemy attacks, or at least enough infantry that I could sustain an attack from whatever nation decides to attack me. And we are sending all our army, the entire army, up to Newfoundland. Newfoundland, for some reason, I mean, I don't know where the AI gets all its money from. They're being able to build up everything all over the place, and they've got this army, which is kind of almost, I mean, it's based on militia, but it's almost on a level of my entire army, as we'll see. But anyways, the idea is to land it here. We'll have a fight. We'll take the island. Hopefully that will stabilize my economy a little bit more. The other plan that I sort of, an overall going plan here that I've been working on is really building up Ceylon currently. So that at some point I will be able to successfully keep it under-taxed. So there will people in government. That's stupid. So that we keep it, so I can tax it, and you know, we do have like cinnamon plantation, I do have gems and stuff like that. We have a good port, so we have a good area here, and as it seems right now, no one's really coming to attack our holdings here. And I could see myself probably, I don't know how, if I need trade ships or how it works. If I can send trade ships to these trade ports and set up stuff. In which case I would be making probably, hopefully, tons of money. Now when I look at it, no one seems to be setting up trade routes anywhere actually. So maybe that's a bit disheartening. But we've got the plan for today. We'll see how it goes. My fleet is soon to arrive. Getting tons of messages because... never mind that. We're gonna land our troops, and let's jump to it, ladies and gentlemen, and get this going. The duel. Duels, chiefly practiced in early modern Europe, with the precedent in the medieval code of chivalry. The duel was based on the code of honor. Duels were fought not so much to kill the opponent as to gain satisfaction. That is, to restore one's honor by demonstrating a willingness to risk one's life for it, and as such, the tradition of dueling was originally reserved for the male members of nobility. From the early 17th century, many states tried to make duel illegal. Presently, it became known to our government that the duel between the young Viscount and the distinguished military officer was planned. How should we react? So I can arrest both of them, which will increase control points by 20, but moods of nobles -2. Or I could let them kill each other, where I lose control points, but the nobility gains 2+ happiness. Currently, I don't think I have a problem with the happiness of the nobles. But I kind of need control points to increase the stability of my country. And I also need control points to decrease inflation. I don't think I have decreased it quite a while. So, you know what? Let them kill each other. I do not care. And also, more importantly, is... I was just talking about how I wanted to see if to test out the theory that my capital will... Yeah, there was a saboteur in the capital, so that's why they're very unhappy. So I tested out if an army attacking the area would spawn a great stack, and it seems that the Danish are obliged to test me immediately by sending a navy. And I mean, I could sink it, or I could try to sink it at this point, because they haven't landed the troops yet. However, they've got 3 of these 48 gun frigates. Then they've got 3 of these 28 gun frigates, and then they've got 2 brigs. So it's way larger than mine. Now, my ships here have experience, but only 1 point of experience. So what I'm lacking really is they've got 1 more frigate, and to this part right here is what they've got against me. And the thing is, I would have to entirely sink them, or send them away to. And with them being larger than me, I don't see that. So, unfortunately, we're simply gonna have to take the risk of them landing their troops and going against the capital. The formation of trade monopolies. Control points. Ooh, treasury require full payments. The rulers often provide trade companies with exclusive rights to trade in the region. These monopolies granted in exchange for a lump sum payment to the treasury, subsequent deduction from economic trade, agree to long-term benefits, require payments in full. 3,000 coin is definitely what I'm going to need, given the Danish invasion force here. It's about a half stack. 2 units of cannon, 1 unit of cavalry. We've got militia, and then a whole host of different line regiments. Religion and culture. Sponsoring an artist. Supporting minus gold. Plus control points and plus culture. Make war, not art. And unfortunately, this is what we're gonna have to do. Make war, not art. I would like to make art, but right now we're kind of forced to make war. We go minus 1,500 per turn at this point. So I definitely need those 3,000. It would be nice if I could research something more that I could sell to the British. Currently I'm just trying to get everything through here. Could do maybe some diplomatic dealings to get that technology anyways. It could be also be that as soon as we've had our battle over here, I'll have to turn immediately back to the home country to defend that against the Danish. But we'll see, It'll be an interesting test. I mean, as much as I say it'll be an interesting test, it'll be that kind of test where, it's kind of a do or die. If I lose my home country, I'm pretty sure it's done for. Like the campaign is over. So currently, I mean, I don't see how I would be able to defeat all of this with this. Obviously, something's gonna spawn in defense of the capital. But the question is, will it be enough? The Danish army has landed, but at the same time my fleet in North America has just arrived. And we have discontent among the peasantry, high taxes, arbitrary landlords, expropriated of property, and the customs policy of the state causes violent protest among the peasants. We do something before the situation get out. We have no idea what to do. Minus stability plus control. Minus treasury, minus tax, increased mood of peasants. I guess this is the best outcome we can do. How many control points do I have? I have 100. What is my stability currently? Where does it say? It's supposed to say somewhere. It's supposed to say on this bastard. What if I click here? Increase level of stability to 1 by... Sure. That means the peasants are happy though with those 2 extra points. Maybe I can turn on tax down here then, or at least for 1 turn. Nobility is happy because they were able to shoot each other in the head. Oh yeah, this island has been troubled as well, unfortunately. They burnt down the port, and it's going to cost me 2,000 to repair it, so I'm not getting any good trade out of it. I'm getting some income out of it due to technologies which have increased the actual growth everywhere, so that's good, but I'm not making a lot of it, and I'd probably double the income from this if I'd actually be able to. Was there a quest to build a large sugar plantation? If so, if I build this, they're quite a boon, but at the same time I have to pay 5,000 to get that. But enough of all of that. My navy has arrived. Unfortunately, they kind of foresaw that, or in preparation for my landing, I decided to take the port, but they seem I guess they preemptively moved their army then to expel us. We'll have to move as close as we can. So I'm thinking we should land about there. And land the second army just by there as well. And then I kind of want to move these guys back as soon as possible, back to my home region to defend, because with these ships I would successfully be able to take on the Danish navy, but at the same time I don't want to leave my entire army in this case in Newfoundland without the ability of transporting them home. So we'll hope for a swift victory here. And the we'll hope for a swift victory against all these troops, and the fact that we will conquer this region quite swiftly. It's actually a pretty rich region, and we'll get an income of about 800, which surely is needed. Right. Once more, end turn, then fight for Newfoundland. The Danish are going Scorth Earth on us. That was, for some reason, difficult to say. So it looks like they're gonna burn their way through our countryside before they attack my town. Global taxes down by 16% because of all my policies of appeasing peasants and so on. War declared. Tartar, not that I care. Our trade ally Kurland was actually attacked by the Prussian army. It was repelled, but I don't see for how long the Kurlandians. Right now I don't even get any trade from them because the port is blocked. I should actually break trade agreement with them. They're not gonna survive in a war against Prussia. So I should find someone else to trade with. I'm sorry, but I need trade. Spain is the next one. There's Spain, there's Morocco, Knights of St. John, Marhatha Confederacy. Let's see, maybe we can turn the Spanish to become a little bit more happy with us. We'll see, what does Spain think of trade? Our talks are complete and well a success. Okay, I'm trading with Spain. Wonderful. Okay, they have recruitment cost for land units. Dockyards. I wonder if I can. I don't want to sell technology to them though. I don't want to sell it to my enemies. Let's see, we're going minus 500, but it's gonna increase because no. Ah, they are happy now here, which means that I don't have to exempt them from tax. Great, and we're actually only losing 500, which isn't too bad. If this was repaired, I'd probably make more. Nice. Conspiracy. I'm not gonna pay you off. The entire country is about to fall apart, and some stupid bastard is causing trouble. I'm imagining, or hoping, that they will attack me as I approach. And I will take them on in a battle outside the town. And will destroy them that way. Hopefully, very few troops are able to make it back to the town, because I'm not hoping for a long siege. I'm hoping to destroy them pretty darn rapidly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here goes nothing. They don't attack. The town should have been able to intercept me if they wanted. God damn it. Right. Yet one more turn. And then a lengthy siege, I guess. God. Bastards. And the Danes burning my countryside. God. It's probably going to affect the amount of cash I'll be able to bring out of my capital. Which will... the worst part is they're going to attack my trade, aren't they? Great Britain. Trade with Great Britain is stopped. It should go through here. Should attack the... where's the French Navy? Oh, look at this! Look at that! Look, wait! Their fleet! I mean, it's a strong fleet, but look at the crew numbers! Look at the crew numbers. I can make... If I capture that fleet, I can make tons of money just from, you know, the prize money. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but there's going to be another naval battle here, because I have the possibility of capturing... You know, even if I could capture this fleet, I could bring some of the ships into my fleet. I could sink the Danish Navy. But just... We'll have to attack. I mean, there's nothing for it. We'll have to attack before someone else does. 11... Are you kidding me? 11 cannons and 31 crew. 17 cannons and 48 crew. 31 and 11. I mean, this is a golden opportunity. We cannot let it pass. The Dutch to attack. Look at that. Their 54 gun ship, the People's Sovereign, 41 crew and 16 cannons, 9 cannons and 27 crew. Ooh, it'll be shooting fish in a barrel. My fleet is closing in, and I mean, their crews are so low that I don't see why we shouldn't go immediately to try and board them. The only one I would be a little bit worried about is the one back there that has 50 crew. But otherwise, we should really order our fleet to start boarding. We'll send the 2 smaller frigates to attack Belpool. However you want to pronounce that. Belpool. This one's 44, but my ship has 127, so we should be fine, I'd say. So we're immediately just going straight for boarding them. Oh, I was hoping you'd go for the other side. To board on the other side. Now we'll have to swing around with this ship. $125 versus 44. 30 versus 130. And then 91 versus 30. So I mean, we have an advantage of like 3 times the numbers of crew in most cases. So this time we have 30. It almost looked, yeah. Some of my marines jumped from up top here and missed the boat and landed in the water. So I mean, I'm gonna lose a lot of crew on my ships. But the enemy doesn't have enough to really weigh up for that. 10 cannons, 28 crew on this one. Looks like another guy just fell in the water over here, yeah. So we're left with 20 crew here. 116 on my side. And let's see the one where it started. They're down to 13 men. They're still holding on though. There's 13 crew left. Now even my captain jumped on board to join the fighting. Or the admiral, I should say, because there's 8 people on board and they've decided not to give up the ship. 6 people. Wow. The French really gonna have us fighting over this, where 9 crew... Ah, this one surrendered, that's good. 14. 4! There's 4 crew left and they're still fighting. It's to the point here where my guys can't even find the crew. There's 3 guys left. Is that my yeah, it's my that's my admiral. Oh, someone just committed suicide there by jumping in between the boats, I think. Or no, oh, my admiral is making his way back. He's making his way back onto the ship. Oh, now they finally surrendered. Finally surrendered when there's 2 guys left. If the enemy captain and there's 1 crewman somewhere in there, then he decides to surrender. So at this point, 3 of the ships have surrendered. That's good. I'm just gonna order them to chase after the last one. Lost quite a bit of crew in this fight. At least 30 men on my side. There's 6 guys left here. This is the thing, like... the amount of bloody crew you lose trying to board compared to defense. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so this is loose. We'll have to cut down the crew a bit on this one before we try to board, especially since we've lost a bit of crew on our ships at this point. Try not to shoot at our prize money, if you please. Oh yeah, you were going here. There's 2 men left. There's 2 guys left. And they have not surrendered yet. It's still that one French guy. And he's standing and fighting against all... Oh, he just killed another. I bet if I go... he just killed another. So, I mean... if we go through, if I follow that guy from the start, I bet I'll see him killing like 10 of our guys. At this point, we've almost lost half the crew on our ship. There's literally 2 of them left. Come on, there we go. Now there's only 1 guy left. Oh, and he decides to surrender. Once again, it's the captain. And he decides to just hide it out up in the... hide with your shame up there. Or no, he shouldn't be shameful, given the fact that he fought the ship until there literally he couldn't fight any longer. It's a bit suspicious though. It's a bit suspicious, I'd say, when the captain is the only one to survive. It's a little bit suspicious, I'd say. I think this one's trying to run away. It's a British 4th rate. Southampton. It's a captured British ship. Oh, this is also 5th rate Racehorse. Colossus. British. Interesting. Half the fleet was British captured fleet from the British fleet. Love to be able to sell it back to Britain, given that they normally hand me quite a good price for everything that I sell to them. But this is wonderful, I must say. We're looking at the last fight here. We have managed to catch up to this ship, and there's only about 10 crew left. Good thing as well, we killed their captain with canister. So hopefully they should go ahead and surrender pretty darn rapidly. If they do not, well, my entire fleet is lying in wait for them, but there's 5 crew against 92 at this point. I'm pretty sure, because the AI seems to always have melee specialists on board their ships, compared to the kind of crew I have. There we go, he's dead. And there's only 2 guys left, and we have won. So I just captured the entire French Navy with very little, really, opposition. Wonderful. We were able to capture the French fleet, and look at the prize money. 5,627. Now, let's see. It doesn't say which ship is which here. Oh, it does actually. Which one is the big one? Which one is the 54? Oh, they're all... a lot of them are actually 54. They're all 54 guns, except one. Should I bring on a 54th gunship? It's got lots more hull strength. Ooh. The People's Sovereign. I guess they renamed it just to give it a French sounding. People Sovereign. Ha ha ha. Vi sticker full begits. I wonder if I should... how much if I take that on? I'd still get 4,000. Yeah. We'll take the People's Sovereign. The rest of them will be prize money. As promised, I promised you guys a big land battle, and we do in fact have a big land battle. We have under the army of Christian van der Waldeck an army of 4,400 men, compared to Roland de Lamigeon with an army of almost 5,000 men, 4,830. Lots more cavalry regiments on their side, but I have the advantage of bringing cannon and regular troops compared to the French, which only bring militia. The morale difference is that our troops have almost double the morale and almost double the accuracy. So what little advantage they have in numbers, we can make up in just sheer quality. Although I do have 2 pike units, which isn't that great. It will probably come in handy though against the fact that they have 4 cavalry regiments to my 2. But this is going to be one hell of an important battle, and it's going to set the future of the Dutch Empire. With that said, let's march on to victory. Very nice favorable ground we've picked, I would say. We have the town to our back on a high hill. Not, of course, very easy to retreat through that, but I'm not looking to retreat, am I? What I've deployed is let's see, how many? That's 5 units of regular line infantry to the front, with the forest being held by militia, as projectiles will not prove too useful in forests. I hope that they could hold a significant more troops than what is necessary, and instead deploy the 2 extra units I have left as reserve for the center, together with pike reserves for the center, cavalry on the flanks, both concealed in the forest, ready to charge in, cannons in the center, the 2 generals in center, and with that we'll start. Oh, the French deploy a much wider flank, and they've deployed all their cavalry onto the right side. The thing though is, I can already see the lines start to falter, in the way that they're splitting up. So it's almost like it's 3 portions of troops. We got 4 regiments moving over here. We got the main bulk of the army, which looks to be about, what, 6 regiments moving in the center together with the 2 generals' bodyguard. And then the entire cavalry moving on the right. 5 regiments of cavalry. As all the enemy cavalry is now moving on that side, it's pretty obvious that the cavalry attack will be coming in on that side. So I'll be immediately moving all my pikes over to that side. They're actually speeding up quite a bit. We'll also prepare. I think we should bring in this cavalry unit as well. At all haste. We'll hold the volley for as long as possible. To hope to achieve maximum casualty on them. Here comes the enemy cavalry charge. We respond by opening fire on the French cavalry. There's quite a bit of disarray. Some regiments lose quite a bit of troopers. My cavalry will move in. Seems they've figured out that the militia was formed on the very right flank. However, right now it looks like they're throwing away whatever cavalry advantage they have, because they're not really able to even break through the militia. I'm ordering a cavalry charge. Now they're starting to actually break through the militia unit over there. At the same time, more and more infantry is now pouring towards the center. Not that it matters much, because their cavalry has been sent off. We have 3 cavalry units, more or less destroyed, losing 2/3 of the regiment before retreating. The militia and the pikemen and so on haven't lost too much. They're sending in the last regiment of cavalry. General makes a push right towards the center. We have cannonballs bouncing through regiments over here, killing loads. We can see they've in their desperation, they're now pulling everything towards the center after the cavalry charge has failed. The general in the center got shot down. My cavalry is now stuck out here, which I don't really want, so I'm gonna pull them back. Also, the militia should not follow cavalry. Pikes, reorganize yourself, reorganize yourself. The fight is not yet done, ladies and gentlemen. Not by a long shot. Pikes will still hurry to reinforce the right side. The cavalry regiments were sent over here. I'm not sure that's so needed anymore. The flank here needs to be covered. I'll retreat this regiment slightly just to come in line with this one here. And these 2 should be able to hold. Where am I? I want to aim both cannons at that, hopefully bouncing through, killing as many as possible. Enemy cavalry has rode on to the militia and the pikes and the extra regiment over there. Front line is holding pretty well. However, it looks like with the amount of troops they have here, they're pushing a lot of pressure onto the 2nd Regiment of Foot, which is holding more to the center left here. They've lost their banner, but the officer is still in control. We should actually push this one up. This regiment should be pushed up. And I should focus cannon fire on this area. Cavalry regiments should be sent to this area and see about coming at these guys. At the same time, the fight goes on this side. However, we should push this one into the fight. So what I intend to do is I intend to send this one in here, trying to make sure that this one breaks. And we can start breaking this portion of the enemy line. Enemy cavalry over there was finally sent off. Second regiment of horse is ready to pull back. The militia will hold in the forest while the pikes, the pike regiments should be set in the back. Yeah, we have a break right in the enemy center. We have multiple regiments breaking all across the line. I'll actually hold fire here, and what we'll do is we'll take these two and quickly march up. Same with over here. You will hold fire for now. And then march up to meet in good order and give good fire onto the colonial enemy over there. Keep up the fire, ladies and gentlemen. The battle is not yet won, but it soon will be. If we continue this route, we'll be victorious. We're gonna have a massive volley just offset right through here, breaking up the enemy regiment, which has placed itself right in front of the cannons. A bounce shot through that. Oh, I want to see this. Are you guys ready to fire? It looks like they're ready to fire this. I want to see if they're able to bounce a shot through here. If they get a perfect bounce through. Ooh! Look at that. It opened up a hole right through. That regiment is not coming back. However, we've got troops actually coming back through here. I want to refocus the line. We've got two fresh regiments coming in here. I was hoping to send my cavalry over here, but I don't want to send it in against two fresh regiments. Losses, not good. We'll pull back these two and re-establish a line here. The cannons will focus on these two regiments off to the side. Let's see, what is going on? We've got this one, but I'm pretty sure that one will falter as soon as these two open fire. So I'll actually send this one to cover that side. And what do we have here? We have two regiments. This one needs to go. And I'll move these forward to that location. Pikes, not really super needed. Fresh. I want to chase down some of the enemies. Really, the bulk of the resistance now is over in this direction right here, where there is still some enemies fighting. We're hitting the church, which might not be that good, given that it's a church. Flank units coming in. I'm not super confident in moving forward, just if I miss the micromanagement here. I'm worried a little bit about the flank units here. I'm hoping though we'll be able to break this one. I might send in the cavalry to do that. We kind of split the entire battlefield now in two. Right. They've got troops coming in, so I'll return you to that location right there. Would say that looks like we're pretty much winning this fight here. Want to see if I can send in the cavalry. Got an enemy cavalry unit riding about. Ooh. If you would like to fire straight ahead, that would be optimal right about now, as there's tons of enemy troops there. And I think we'll break them just by that. Enemy cavalry broke itself by charging in here. Okay, now we'll have to move slightly to the side and do this. I say we charge. I would say that side is dealt with. I will turn you slightly to the side and then we'll crush you in between these two. The enemy pushed forward really hard here. And we lost quite a few men, but it only cost them, and now we've got a single regiment holding here, which we're focusing fire on. Cannon shot bouncing through here. As I'm about to charge in my cavalry, I'm gonna hold fire with the infantry. And I'm instead gonna focus on bayonet charge. I'm gonna be shooting down this one. The enemy over here is retreating and getting slaughtered. Regiments should be marching this way now. Why haven't you opened fire here and you guys are stuck fighting enemy general? I have two enemy generals, or I have two enemy generals. I have two generals of my own. I'll send one to aid the regiment over there. At the same time, on the right, the enemy is being sent off. My cavalry regiment is pushing them ahead of themselves, followed by 3 regiments of infantry pushing the enemy towards the hill. They're actually making a stand there. I don't want to ride in and get shot to pieces. So we're gonna move around and we're gonna still try to chase these guys down. But as this one is performing rear guard action for them... Oh, there, another one rallies. I'm gonna see if I can charge it before it's ready to set up completely. I'll be coming in from the flank, so that should be good. Quite a few regiments are actually coming back here. So I'm a little bit surprised about. Send in the pikemen. General versus general and a regiment of infantry. It's kind of hard to tell who's who here. Oh no, my general died. But I had to, so I'm not too worried. Right, these guys are dead. Now it's time for the cavalry to just chase down through these 3, and there's nothing for that. And now these have given way. And that's it. There's only really the enemy general. As my general died here, I'm gonna actually draw the regiment out of there. I'm gonna set it up to fire into it. Make sure he dies. Make sure that everyone. Overall, it looks good. Some of my regiments lost a lot of manpower. Half in a lot of cases. But if we compare it to what the enemy is gonna have lost from their regiments, it's not really gonna be comparable, is it? 8 men survived out of this one of 400. The battle is over. Now it's just about chasing down as many of these guys as possible. And making sure that as few as possible make it back to the fort. A massive battle indeed. And what we can see from the statistics here is we lost almost half our army. 1,800 men were left on the field of battle. However, compare that to the enemy's losses, which lost almost everything. Only 600 out of their almost 5,000 men army made it out. Which means that, what, 90% of their army lays dead on the field. Also, good chevrons being earned throughout my army. Very few team kills as well, as it were. About 100 if we look at what we lost compared to what the enemy killed. So about 100 self-inflicted casualties compared to the enemy, which had slightly more, which usually is the other way around. And given the deadliness of the musket shots in this mod, I'm quite surprised actually. Dutch line infantry carried the most kills, and that goes throughout. They even outperformed the regiments of horse, which is interesting. Cannons turn up quite far down, 68-64. So not that good, especially given the... I think that's going to change though once I get canister. That's definitely going to change. But huge battle. It is, however, the enemy's turn. They will retreat with whatever's left of those 600 back to the fort, and it'll be a siege. The good thing though is that they're not going to be able to outmaneuver us here, and we will eventually actually win and take Newfoundland. And also, because my army lost so many men, I don't have to pay them any wages, and we'll make it up that way. So, it's a win-win situation. You don't have to pay dead people. Maybe I shouldn't be that surprised that it's only cavalry that's able to make it back to the fort. This actually makes it so... You know what? Before I say anything, I should attack. Okay, so they spawn 2 regiments of garrison line infantry. And then they have... But of all the troops that made it back to the fort, it's almost all cavalry. If these 2 hadn't spawned... You know, even with these 2 having spawned... I'm pretty sure I could, you know, just tear down the fort and win the fight here. I have 2 cannons, would be enough to break at least 1 hole in the wall. And the guys on the wall wouldn't be able to cover everything, so I'd be able to get in. But we'll hold on for now. Same time, the Danish army closes in on my college, which I really do dislike. Money situation is actually quite fine, to the point where I'm confident enough to repair the farms behind Denmark. Well-connected mistress for someone. Peace treaty with the pirates. Oh yeah, I signed a peace treaty with the pirates for some reason, I don't... Just as well. We're able to claim tax from here. Religious unrest is decreasing as they're becoming Protestants. And with the Grand Opera House being built, it'll be even more so. We might even look to expanding some of this. The economy situation looks fine right now, and also my fleet safely makes it to harbor, and I'll be able to repair them. However, repairing them is probably gonna increase the cost of upkeep for these ships enough to kind of destroy the economic promise that I have. But I want, because I'm fearing the Danish gonna push them out of the port. So I really want it repaired in case they push them out and we find ourselves without a home port in this region. Everything's going well, so yes, I will support experiments with electricity. Conspiracy. I don't care. I have a president. Ooh. Trade company pay dividends. Yes, I want that. I want that money. Good, good. Everything seems to be... I should be able to, with that... the payment, I should be able to fix this port. Should be worked out rather nicely. As much as I want to attack here, I should probably wait a turn until the weaver's cottage is finished. Just because. Unless it increases unhappiness. But that'd be rather nice. So I'll wait 1 turn before we take that out. Anyways, since there's been a naval battle and a huge land battle, it's very much high time for me to end this episode. And finally, episode 5, I kind of feel that it's turning. in our favor. However, this could all change if the Danish are able to attack and we do not spawn enough troops to defend our home capital. It could all change and it could disastrously just crash and burn. I do think, though, that even at this, they're probably going to burn this. So I could probably recruit regiments to defend in case I wanted to. I could go back a few saves, recruit enough regiments to save myself if that's the case, but I don't think that's going to be needed. And with all of that said, I'll say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.